Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the first session of the course. The topic name is Cloud Architecture and Design, Cloud Governance and Compliance, Cloud Optimization. We need to talk in the introduction part of the lecture. Cloud Architecture and Design, Building for Scalability and Resilience. In the age of digital transformation, the cloud computing has emerged as a fundamental enabler for businesses across the various industries. The cloud architecture and design that play a pivotal role in harnessing the power of the cloud to drive innovation, reduce the cost, and ensure scalability and resilience. As part of the lecture part, we will explore the key principles and best practices for creating a robust and cloud architectures. The first one is we need to talk about the understanding the cloud architecture. Cloud architecture is the structural design of a cloud computing environments. It encompasses various components, including the underlying infrastructure, services, security, and data storage. And a well thought out cloud architecture is very essential for achieving optimal performance, scalability, and reliability. So, what are the key components of a cloud architecture we need to talk here? Starting from the compute resources, these are virtual servers and instances that host your applications and services. Utilize like auto scaling to dynamic ledgers resources based on traffic patterns and demand. According to the storage process, choose the between different types of storage options, such as like object storage, file storage, and databases based on your application's requirements. So what about the networking? The properly design the network infrastructure, including like VPCs, that is virtual private clouds, subnets, and security groups to ensure the secure and efficient communication level. Fourth will be on a load balancers. Implement the load balancing to distribute the traffic evenly and avoid overloading specific instances, ensuring a high availability and reliability. What of the data management? Design the data architectures that support both structured and unstructured data, considering like a data redundancy, backups, and data recovery strategies, etc. What of the security level? Adopt a defense in depth approach with the multiple layers of a security, including like encryption, identity and access management, IAM, and monitoring. According to the monitoring and the logging, implement the robust monitoring and the logging solutions to gain insights into the health and the performance of your cloud infrastructure. So what of the scalability and elasticity? So one of the most significant advantages of a cloud computing is its ability to scale resources as needed. Designing for scalability and elasticity is very crucial for accommodating changing workloads and ensuring optimal resource utilization. Starting from the auto scaling, configure the auto scaling grips to automatically adjust the number of instances based on predefined conditions, such as like a CPU usage or traffic volume, everything. Second will be on a stateless architecture. Design your applications to be a stateless whenever possible. Stateless services that are easier to scale horizontally since they don't rely on a server specific data. Finally, will be on a distributed system and implement the microservices architecture to break down the complex applications into very smaller manageable components that can be independently scaled here. The next will be on a resilience and high availability. We have to talk important of the 3 points, starting from the 3 to 4 points, starting from the multi-region deployment. So to prevent a service disruption and data loss, a cloud architecture must be designed for resilient and high availability. So starting from the multi-region deployment, deploy resources in multiple regions to ensure redundancy and disaster recovery capabilities. According to the data replication, utilize the replication for databases and storage to maintaining the data consistency and availability in case of failure we have to consider. And backup and resource also we have to maintain. Regularly backup the critical data and implement the disaster recovery plans to quickly restore the services in the event of an outage. Final will be on failover mechanisms. Implement automatic failover for critical services to minimize downtime that during a component's failures, we can say now. What are the cost optimization we can say? So cloud architecture and the design that also play a pivotal role in a cost management. To control these expenses, just to consider the following practices, starting from the resource tagging. Use the resource tagging to categorize and monitor expenses that are related to specific projects or departments. Second will be on reserved instances. So leverage reserved instances to reduce the cost for resources with the predictable workloads. Third will be on serverless architecture, and the serverless architecture just explore the serverless computing to eliminate the need to manage the infrastructure, potentially reducing operational cost. Finally, will be on optimization tools. Employ the cloud cost optimization tools, to identify the areas where resources can be downsized or eliminated. We can consider the optimization tools. In a nutshell, we can say creating a robust cloud architecture is a very critical aspect of harnessing the full potential of cloud computing. When done right, it can lead to increased scalability, resilience, security, and cost efficiency. As businesses continue to embrace the cloud technologies, understanding the cloud architecture and the design principles, that becomes a key differentiator for success in the digital age now. By following best practices and staying current with evolving current and cloud technologies, organizations can thrive in a rapidly changing digital landscape we can create. The next part will be on navigating the cloud, a guide to governance and compliance we have to talk here. In the age of a digital transformation, organizations have migrated their operations to the cloud, seeking the many benefits it offers, such as like a scalability, flexibility, and cost efficiency. However, as they transition into this new realm, the need for robust cloud governance and compliance that practices becomes increasingly crucial here. As part of the lecture part, we will explore the intricacies of a cloud governance and compliance and how they play a pivotal in securing and optimizing cloud operations. Starting from understanding the cloud governance, we have to talk now. Cloud governance that refers to the set of policies, processes, and best practices that organizations establish to manage their cloud resources effectively. It is about creating a structured framework and that ensures the cloud usage aligns with the business objectives, maintaining a security, control cost, and complies with the relevant regulations, we can say. According to the process, what are the steps we have to discuss? Starting from the policies and procedures. Developing a set of well-defined policies and procedures is the cornerstone of a cloud governance. And actually, these documents should outline how cloud resources that are used to be and who has access to them and what security measures are in place we can consider. Second will be on resource management. The effective governance that involves managing a cloud of resources efficiently. This means tracking and optimizing resource utilization and ensuring compliance and preventing resources sprawl. Third will be on security and compliance. Security is a very critical component of a governance, as I told. So organizations must implement the robust security measures to protect their data and applications in the cloud. So compliance, on the other hand, ensures that an organization adheres to industry-specific or regional regulations, we can say here. The final will be a cost control. Controlling cloud cost is another key aspect of a governance. This involves monitoring resource consumption and optimizing the use of a cloud services to prevent unexpected and unsustainable expenses, we can say. So what are the cloud compliance we have to discuss now? Cloud compliance that refers to an organization's ability to meet the regulatory and legal requirements that are associated with the cloud services they use. Compliance is very crucial for organizations in highly regulated industries like a healthcare sector, finance, and government, as well as for those subject to international data protection laws such as like a GDPR also we have to consider. So according to the process, what are the steps we have to discuss? Starting from the data protection, compliance that often revolves around protecting sensitive data. Exactly. This includes like encrypting data both in transit and at trust level, maintaining a proper access controls, and ensuring a data integrity model. According to the regulatory requirements, the different industries and regions have their own unique compliance requirements. Healthcare organizations need to follow HIPAA, while financial institutions must adhere to the PCI DSS. So staying up to date with these type of regulations is very essential part now. Third will be an audit trails. So maintaining detailed records of cloud activities is very essential part for compliance. These audit trails that can help organizations demonstrate that they are following the necessary rules and regulations. Fourth will be on data sovereignty. That is a final because compliance that also relates to the where data is stored and some regulations that mandate that the data must be kept within a certain geographic boundaries. Understanding the data sovereignty requirements is very critical here. The next part will be on the benefits of the cloud governance and compliance we need to talk and finalize. Starting from the enhanced security, A well-governed cloud environment is more secure with the strict access controls, encryption, and the continuous monitoring. Organizations they can better protect their data according to the cost optimization. Effective governance that ensures that resources that are used efficiently, so minimizing unnecessary expenses and waste. According to the risk mitigation, compliance that efforts help organizations avoid a legal and financial risk associated with the data breaches or non-compliance. Finally, being operational efficiency, governance and compliance that promote efficient resource management, ensuring that the cloud resources that are utilized to their fullest potential we can expect from that. So, in a conclusion, in the era of the cloud, governance and compliance that are no longer optional, they are imperative, and a well-structured governance framework that ensures that cloud resources that are utilized efficiently and securely, while compliance efforts safeguard an organization's reputation and financial standing here. By investing in a cloud governance and compliance, organizations can navigate the ever-changing cloud landscape with confidence, enabling them to reap the full benefits of this powerful technology while mitigating potential risk level. The next and final process that is mastering the cloud optimization, so strategies for efficiency and cost savings. In today's fast-paced digital landscape, businesses of all sizes are increasingly relying on cloud services to drive innovation, scalability, and flexibility. That's why the cloud computing has transformed the way we store, manage, and process data, offering a wide range of benefits we can get from that. However, the convenience of the cloud comes at a price, both figuratively and literally. To make the most of this technology and ensure you are getting the best bang for your buck, so cloud computing and cloud optimization is very essential part. This part of the lecture, we will explore strategies for achieving your cloud optimization, resulting in improved efficiency and significant cost savings. The first one is we need to talk about the way optimize your cloud environment. We have to talk now. Cloud computing that offers a multitude of advantages, including on-demand scalability, accessibility, and robust security features. Yet, without a proper management, it's very easy for cost to spiral out of control, leading to budget overruns. Here are a few compelling reasons why cloud optimization is a very crucial part. The first will be on cost savings. Efficiently managing the cloud resources that can significantly reduce our monthly cloud bill. By eliminating wastage, you will free up funds for other businesses' priorities. Second will be on performance improvement. Optimized resources that lead to faster application performance and enhanced user experience we can get. This can boost your customer satisfaction and user engagement too. Third will be on scalability. Cloud optimization that allows for a better scalability, and it can scale up or down as needed without incurring unnecessary cost. Finally, will be on environmental impact. Reducing resource waste in the cloud is not only good for your wallet but also for the environment. So efficient cloud operations that lead to a smaller carbon footprint we can say here. So what are the strategies for a cloud optimization we have to talk and conclude in the first lecture part. Starting from the right size resources, ensure that your cloud resources, example we can say virtual machines, storage databases that are appropriately sized. So over provisioning that resources can lead to unnecessary cost. So monitor your resource utilization and adjust as needed to meet demand. Second will be an utilize auto scaling. Take advantage of auto scaling features that are provided by cloud services providers. This allows your infrastructure to automatically adjust to varying workloads or saving you money during the low traffic periods. Third will be on preserved instances. So for predictable workloads, just consider using a reserved instances, which provide a substantial cost savings compared to on-demand instances. This option allows you to commit to a specific capacity for a set period, often at a reduced price. Fourth will be on tagging and categorization. Just implement a robust tagging system to categorize and identify the resources accurately. And this makes it easier to allocate cost and optimize resource allocation. Fifth will be on cloud monitoring and analytics. Employ a cloud monitoring and analytics tools to gain insights into resource usage, performance, and cost. Services we can consider like AWS CloudWatch and Google Cloud Monitoring that can help you stay informed and to take a timely actions here. Sixth will be on serverless computing, as I have explained on a yearly lecture part. Embrace your serverless computing for specific workloads. With a serverless, you pay only for the compute resources used during execution without the need to manage the servers, and this can lead to a substantial cost savings also. Seventh will be on a data lifecycle management, just to define clear data returns and achieving policies, and regularly review and delete unnecessary data to free up storage space and reduce the cost. Eighth will be on a cloud cost optimization tools. The many third-party tools that are available to help automate a cloud optimization. Tools like Cloud Health by VMware and Azure Cost Management that can provide a valuable insights and automation process here. Ninth will be on educate your team, and so that your team understands the importance of a cloud cost management and their best practices. Just implement policies and guidelines for resource provisioning. Final will be on regular reviews and optimization. Cloud optimization is an ongoing process, so regularly review your cloud environment and make adjustments as needed to keep your cost in check. So in a nutshell, we can say cloud optimization is a critical component of a successful cloud management. By implementing these strategies, your organization can achieve a significant cost savings while maintaining or even enhancing performance and scalability. Whether you are using Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, or another cloud provider, a well-optimized cloud environment will lead to a more efficient we can get, cost-effective also we can process, and environment responsible operation also we can consider. So just to start optimizing your cloud resources today and watch your efficiency and the savings soar to new heights. Okay, my dear students, I hope you enjoy this introduction part of the lecture part, cloud architecture and design, cloud governance and compliance, cloud optimization also we have discussed in this specific lecture part. Thank you once again, and thank you all my dear students. Good morning my dear students, good morning one and all. Welcome to the second session of the course. The topic name is cloud security. We need to talk in the specific lecture part. Ensuring robust cloud security, managing and maintaining the servers. In the fast-paced world of modern technology, the cloud has transformed the way businesses operate. The cloud computing offers unmatched flexibility and scalability, but it also introduces a unique set of challenges we can say now. And one of the most critical being security. And when it comes to cloud security, managing and maintaining a servers is a very paramount level. That's why in this part of the lecture part, we will explore the best practices for ensuring a robust cloud security while managing and maintaining a servers in the cloud. The first point we need to talk about the understanding the importance of a server management and maintenance. Server management and maintenance that are the cornerstones of a cloud security. In the cloud environment, servers act as a backbone of your infrastructure. They store a sensitive data, run a critical applications, and facilitate the communication between various components of your system now. And properly managing and maintaining these servers is very essential part to prevent the data breaches, outages, and other security threats we can say here. So what are the best practices for a cloud security and server management maintenance we have to talk now, starting from the regular updates and patching. Keeping your servers up to date with the latest security patches and software updates is vital, and the vulnerabilities in operating system and applications are prime targets for cyber attacks. So regularly pitching that helps block these type of security holes. Second will be an access control and identity management. Implement the strict access controls and identity management systems to ensure that only authorized personnel that can access your servers. So utilize the strong authentication methods like a multi-factor authentication to add an extra layer of security. Third will be an encryption. Encrypt data both in transit and at trust level. This ensures that even if unauthorized access occurs, the data remains protected and unreadable. The next will be on network security. Deploy firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and intrusion prevention systems to protect your servers from external threats. The network segmentation that can also isolate servers, limiting lateral movement in case of a breach. The next will be on a security monitoring and incident response. So implement a robust monitoring and logging mechanisms to detect the suspicious activities, and set up an incident response plan to react swiftly in case of a security breach we can say now. What about the backup and disaster recovery? The regularly backup your data and test your disaster recovery plans to ensure the business continuity in the event of a catastrophic failure or security incident. Seventh will be a compliance and regulation. So like understand and adhere to relevant compliance standards and regulations like compliance frameworks like GDPR, HAPAA, SOC2 that are designed to help a product data that sort best practices we can say now. So according to the security training and awareness, that is also a very important process we need to maintain among the organization. Training your staff on security best practices and raise awareness about the latest threats and attack vectors. The human error is a common cause of a security breaches, we can say. According to the vendor security, if you are going a third-party cloud service providers, just to make sure to vet their security measures and agreements and ensure they comply with your organization's security standards too. Finally, will be a regular security audits, just to conduct a regular security audits and penetration testing to identify the vulnerabilities and ensure our security measures are effective here. In a nutshell, we can say managing and maintaining servers in the cloud is a multifaceted task actually that requires a constant attention to security. And it's not a one-time effort, but an ongoing commitment to protecting your data and infrastructure. And by following best practices like regular updates, access control, encryption, and robust monitoring, you can fortify our cloud security and keep your organization safe from the ever-evolving threats of the digital world. And in this age of rapid digital transformation, cloud security is a top priority, and secure server management and maintenance that are at the heart of the security process. So embrace these best practices to fortify our cloud infrastructure and protect our data and services from threats in the ever-changing cyber landscape we can create. The next is we need to discuss about the concept of securing the cloud. The OS configurations, access control, and virtualization we have to discuss here. The adoption of cloud computing has transformed the way businesses operate and scale their IT infrastructure. However, this shift towards the cloud has brought about new security challenges and that organizations must address to safeguard their data and resources. This part of the lecture part, we will explore the three key components of a cloud security, the operating system's configuration, access control, and virtualization. The first one is we need to talk about the operating system and configurations. A secure cloud environment that starts with the proper configuration of the operating system on your virtual machines. Here are some best practices for OS configuration in the cloud, like operating system configuration. First will be on a regular patch management. So just keeping your OS up to date with the security patches is very crucial. And cloud service providers like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud that offer automated patch management services. But it's a very still essential to monitor and verify that your VMs like virtual machines that are running the latest updates. Second will be on a minimal installation. So deploy only the necessary software and services on your VMs. So unneeded software increases the attack surface. So just to consider using hardened images provided by your cloud provider. Third will be on a strong authentication. So enforce the strong authentication mechanisms for access to VMs, such as like SSH keys or multi-factor authentication MFA. Just to disable password-based authentication whenever possible. That is a better option we can say here. According to the firewall rules, just to configure OS level firewalls to restrict the incoming and outgoing traffic to only what is necessary, and implement the principle of latest privilege to reduce exposure to threats we can concentrate. Second point will be an access control. Access control is a fundamental element of a cloud security, exactly, because the effective access control that ensures that only authorized users and resources that can interact with your cloud infrastructure. So what are the points we have to talk now? Starting from the IAM, that is identity and access management. The identity of access management, that the process we need to discuss here, because multi-cloud providers that offers IAM services that allows you to create a policies and rules for fine-grained access controls, and always assign the least privilege necessary to users and entities. Second will be an RBAC, that is a role-based access control process. Utilize the RBAC to grant permissions based on the job roles and regularly review and audit roles to ensure they align with the changing business needs. Third will be on logging and monitoring, and implement the robust logging and monitoring solutions to keep a track of users on system security and activity, as well as detect and respond to unauthorized access or suspicious behavior in real time. Third will be on virtualization. Virtualization is a cornerstone of a cloud computing, allowing multiple VMs to run on the same physical hardware and properly securing virtualized environments. It's very essential to maintaining a cloud security process. So what are the steps we have to identify? Starting from the hypervisor security, ensure the hypervisor, the software that manages the virtual machines like VMs, is regularly patched and updated, and isolation between VMs must be maintained to the prevent uncompromised VM from affecting others. That is a very important process we need to do. According to the network segmentation, implement the network segmentation to isolate the different parts of your cloud environment, and the minimizes lateral movement for potential attackers. We can focus through the network segmentation model. Third will be an encryption. We need to use encryption for our data at rest and data in transit level. The modern virtualization platforms support encryption, providing an extra layer of protection for your VMs and data. In a conclusion, we have to focus securing your cloud environment that involves multiple layers of a production, from OS configuration like operating system configurations to access control and virtualization process. By following the best practices and continually monitoring and adapting your security measures, you can create a robust and resilient cloud infrastructure that protects your data and resources from potential threats. Remember that the cloud security is an ongoing process that requires attention and vigilance to stay one step ahead of evolving threats we can create. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the second session of the topic of cloud security. Thank you once again, and thank you all, my dear students. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the third session of the course. The topic name is cloud deployment. We need to talk in the specific lecture part. Cloud deployment, the analyzing system requirements for successful workload migrations. The cloud has transformed the way businesses operate by providing scalable, cost-effective, and flexible solutions for various workloads. As more organizations embrace cloud computing, the workload migrations to the cloud that becomes a very critical step in harnessing its benefits. However, migrating workloads to the cloud is not a one-size-fits-all process. Actually, it requires a careful analysis of system requirements to ensure a smooth and successful transition process. That's why in this part of the lecture part, we will explore the key factors to consider when migrating workloads to the cloud, starting from the understanding of workload migration. Workload migration to the cloud that involves moving applications, data, and other business processes from on-premises infrastructure to cloud services. Whether it's infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or software as a service, the PaaS, SaaS, that migrating workloads to the cloud that can offer several advantages, such as like a cost reduction, scalability, improved agility, and enhanced security. The first step, we need to talk about the amazing system requirements and analyzing process. To successfully execute the workload migrations to the cloud, organizations need to consider a variety of system requirements. Here are some key factors to keep in mind, starting from the workload assessment. Just to begin by assessing your workloads to determine which are very suitable for migration. Not all the applications and data are cloud ready, and you need to identify the right candidates for a migration process, as well as just to consider the dependencies between the different workloads, and some workloads may rely on others. Understanding these dependencies is very crucial for a smooth migration. Second will be a data migration strategy. We need to plan how you will migrate your data. Will you use online or offline methods? Is a data migration tool required? Everything we have to search and ensure the data security and compliance during a migration process. And this may involve encrypting data or complying with the data sovereignty laws. Third will be a network and connectivity. According to the process, we need to access your network infrastructure to ensure it can handle the increased data traffic during a migration process, as well as review your network's latency and bandwidth to select the appropriate cloud service provider and a data center location. Fourth will be on security compliance. Define the security policies and the compliance, the requirements for your workloads in the cloud. As I told you, this includes like access control, data encryption, and compliance with the industry specific regulations, example like HAPAA or GDPR, everything. And we need to consider the implementing the cloud native security services and the tools that are provided by the cloud provider also we have to concentrate. So what are the cost analysis? Understand the cost implications of moving workloads to the cloud. and we need to compare the total cost of ownership to the whether the expected benefits to justify the migration process, as well as we need to monitor and optimize the cloud cost continuously, as they can quickly escalate without a proper management. So what are the disaster recovery and backup? We need to develop a robust disaster recovery and backup plan for our cloud workloads and ensure the data resilience and business continuity in case of outages or data loss, and leverage the cloud services and features designed for backup and recovery. So what are the scalability and performance? And we need to consider how your workloads will scale in the cloud, because the cloud platforms offer auto scaling capabilities, but you must configure them correctly for optimal performance. And we need to test the performance of your workloads in the cloud environment to identify and address any type of bottlenecks. Finally, we know the training and the skill development is a very important step. Invest in training and the skill development for your IT team. Like a cloud technologies that are continuously evolving, and your team should be well equipped to manage the cloud workloads effectively. So in a conclusion, we can focus on migrating workloads to the cloud. That can be a game changer for your organization, but it requires a comprehensive understanding of the system requirements and very careful planning. By conducting a thorough analysis of your workloads and considering factors such as like data migration, network connectivity, security, cost, and performance, you can ensure a successful transition to the cloud. So remember that cloud deployment is not a one-time event, and it's an ongoing process that requires continuous monitoring, optimization, and adaptation to the changing needs of your business now. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the third session of the topic of cloud deployment. Thank you once again, and thank you all, my dear students. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the fourth session of the course. The topic name is Operations and Support. So mastering cloud operations and support, how to maintain and optimize your cloud environments. As we know, in today's fast-paced digital landscape, organizations of all sizes that are increasingly turning to cloud computing to drive innovation, flexibility, and scalability. The cloud's undeniable benefits that are driving a paradigm shift, but maintaining and optimizing the cloud environments is no small feat. So successful cloud operations and support that are integral to harnessing the full potential of a cloud technology. That's in this part of the lecture part, we will explore the key aspects of a cloud operations and support and provide insights into how to maintain and optimize your cloud environments effectively. So understanding a cloud operation and support, we have to talk. First, we will be on cloud operations and support that encompass a range of activities aimed at managing and enhancing a cloud infrastructure, applications, and services. These activities include like a provisioning resources, monitoring performance, ensuring security, optimizing cost, and providing timely support to users. To effectively manage and support your cloud environments, just to consider the following strategies, starting from the robust resource management. Managing resources efficiently is a very crucial to avoid a over provisioning or under provisioning process, which can lead to wasted resources or performance issues. And utilize the auto scaling, automation, and resource tagging to optimize the resource allocation process. The cloud management tools and services such as we can say AWS CloudWatch, Azure Monitor, and Google Cloud's operations suite that can help you gain real-time insights into resource utilization model. Second will be on a continuous monitoring and alerts. So regularly monitor the health and performance of your cloud infrastructure and applications, and set up alerts for key performance indicators to detect the issues proactively, and anomalies in a CPU usage, a network traffic, or storage that can be early indicators of potential problems. The platforms like AWS CloudWatch alarms and Azure Application Insights and Google Cloud Monitoring that can be invaluable for this purpose, we can say that. Third will be a security and compliance. Cloud security is paramount, so regularly audit your cloud environments for vulnerabilities, like a misconfigurations and compliance with industry standards and regulations mode. So utilize services like AWS Security Hub, Azure Security Center, and like a Google Cloud Security Command Center to maintain a secure cloud environment we can create, and implement identity and access management policies and regularly review and update them. The next will be a cost optimization. According to the process, Optimizing cloud cost is an ongoing process. So implement cost control measures such as like reserved instances, spot instances, and cost allocation tagging. Just analyze usage data and leverage the cloud cost management tools like AWS Cost Explorer, Azure Cost Management, and Google Cloud Cost Management to identify the cost saving opportunities. The next will be on disaster recovery and business continuity. Just to plan for unexpected outages and disasters by implementing robust backup and disaster recovery strategies. Use a cloud native services like AWS Backup, Azure Site Recovery, and Google Cloud's disaster recovery to ensure the data integrity and business continuity model. The next will be an automation and orchestration. Leverage automation to streamline the routine tasks and ensure consistency in your cloud operations. Tools like AWS Lambda, Azure Function, and Google Cloud Functions that allow you to automate actions in response to events, helping you manage and maintaining your cloud environments more effectively. The next will be on a user support and training process, just to provide a comprehensive support and training for your cloud users, just to create a documentation, conduct a training sessions, and offer a clear channel for users to seek assistance there, and ensuring that your team understands the cloud environment that fosters efficient usage and minimizes errors. In a conclusion, we have to focus cloud operations and support that are integral components of maintaining and optimizing our cloud environments by implementing the robust resource management, continuous monitoring, security and compliance measures, cost optimization strategies, disaster recovery plans, automation, and user support. We can ensure that your cloud infrastructure that remains efficient, reliable, and secure. So in an ever-evolving cloud landscape, staying up to date with the best practices and emerging technologies is very crucial. That's why the continuous learning and adaptation that are very essential to thrive in the world of cloud operations and support process. By following these strategies and staying attuned to industry trends, you can unlock the full potential of your cloud environments, drive innovation, and maintain a competitive edge in today's digital economy we can create. The next part of the content in fourth lecture, we have to talk about the mastering cloud operations and support through automation and orchestration. In today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, the cloud computing has become the backbone of modern business operations. Organizations are migrating their workloads to the cloud to achieve the flexibility, scalability, and cost efficiency. However, the real magic that happens when you combine the power of a cloud with automation and orchestration. That's why in this part of the lecture part, we will explore the importance of a cloud operations and support and how automation and orchestration that play a crucial role in streamlining and optimizing these processes. The first will be we need to talk about the significance of a cloud operations and support. First point is reliability and availability. Cloud operations that involve ensuring that your systems and services that are available and reliable. The downtime downtime that can result in significant revenue loss and damage to your organization reputation. So effective cloud support that maintains the uptime of your services and applications and reducing the risk of disruptions also we can say now. Second will be in a cost optimization. The cloud services can be costly, especially we can say when resources are underutilized. So cloud operations and support teams that are responsible for monitoring resource consumption, identifying cost saving opportunities, and ensuring efficient resource allocation also became the topic of cost optimization level. Okay, the next will be on a security and compliance. Maintaining a secure and compliant environment is very paramount. So cloud operations and support teams must implement the best practices for security, identity management, and regularity compliance. What are the scalability? As your business grows, your cloud infrastructure should be able to scale seamlessly to meet increased demand. This is a key aspect of a cloud operations, and it requires automation to be truly effective. We have to focus now. So what are the role of automation? We have to talk now. Automation is the practice of using technology to perform the task with a minimal human intervention. In the context of cloud operations and support, automation that offers several key benefits, starting from the resource provisioning. Automated provisioning that allows you to quickly allocate resources as needed, reducing lead times and enhancing agility. According to the continuous monitoring, the automation tools that can continuously monitor your cloud environment and detecting and responding to issues in real time before they impact users. Third will be on a self-healing, so automated systems that can implement the predefined remediation actions when anomalies or failures are detected, that is ensuring a high availability we can get. Both will be on backup and recovery, so automated data backup, disaster recovery, and backup testing to ensure the data integrity and business continuity process. Finally, will be on a cost management, automation that can identify the idle resources, terminate unused instances, and suggest the resizing options to optimize the cost level. Okay, the next will be an orchestration, bringing it all together. We have to talk some other points, that is a cloud operation support points we have to discuss here. Actually, the orchestration that involves the coordination and management of multiple automated tasks to achieve a specific outcomes. In cloud operations, orchestration that helps us streamline complex process and ensures that individual automation components work together harmoniously. So here's how orchestration that enhances the cloud operation and support. First will be an workflow automation. Orchestration that allows you to define and execute workflows that span on multiple cloud services. Say you can create a workflow that automatically provisions resources and deploy applications and configure security settings. Second will be a cross-cloud management. If your organization uses a multiple cloud providers, orchestration that can unify the management and automation across these platforms. Third will be a scaling and load balancing, orchestration that can dynamically scale resources based on a workload demands and distributing traffic efficiently and reducing latency. Fourth will be a policy enforcement, orchestration that ensures that automated actions align with the organizational policies and the compliance requirements. Final will be an user self-service, orchestration that can enable a self-service portals allowing authorized users to request and manage resources within a defined constraints. So what are the tools for the job, that is the right tools for the job? To implement the effective automation orchestration in your cloud operation and support, you will need the right tools and frameworks. Some popular options include, we need to say some examples starting from the IaaS, that is infrastructure as a code. Tools like a Terraform and AWS Cloud Formation that enable you to define and provision infrastructure using a code, ensuring consistency and repeatability. According to the container orchestration, the Kubernetes is the de facto standard for container orchestration that allowing you to manage and scale a containerized applications. According to the serverless computing, platforms like the AWS Lambda and Azure Functions that automate the execution of a code in response to events, reducing operational overhead. The next will be in automation frameworks, tools like Ansible, Puppet, and Chef that simplify configuration management and application deployment. Final will be on a CMP, that is a cloud management platforms. CMPs like a Cloud Health and Cloud Checkup that provide a cost optimization, governance, and automation features. In a conclusion, we have to focus mastering cloud operation and support is very essential for organizations leveraging the cloud technology. Automation and orchestration that are the keys to achieving operational excellence, ensuring reliability, security, scalability, and cost efficiency. By choosing the right tools and implementing the best practices, your business organization can unlock the full potential of the cloud and stay ahead in today's comprehensive business landscape we can create. So embrace the automation and orchestration and watch your cloud operations soar to the new heights, we can say here. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the fourth session of the topic of operations and support. Thank you once again, and thank you all, my dear students. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the fifth and final session of the course. The topic name is troubleshooting and disaster recovery. We need to talk in the specific final lecture part. Mastering troubleshooting in the cloud, a comprehensive discussion. The cloud has transformed the way businesses operate, offering scalability, flexibility, and cost effectiveness. However, like any type of technology, cloud implementations that can encounter their fair share of knowledge. That's why this part of the lecture we will explore how to troubleshoot capacity, automation, connectivity, and security issues. In the cloud, we will also discuss the importance of a disaster recovery plans and how to implement them effectively. The first will be on troubleshooting capacity issues. Capacity related problems that can arise when you underestimate or overestimate your cloud resources. To effectively troubleshoot these issues, starting from the monitor resource usage. Utilize the cloud monitoring tools to keep an eye on your resource consumption. This will help you identify the bottlenecks or underutilized resources. According to the scaling strategies, just implement the auto scaling features to automatically adjust your resources based on usage, and this will prevent capacity related issues during your traffic spikes. Okay, the next will be an optimize resources, and regularly review and optimize your cloud resources and remove unused resources and resize instances to match your current needs. Final will be on a plan for growth. Always a plan for a future growth to avoid a sudden capacity shortages. Stay ahead of the curve by scaling proactively. Okay, the next will be on a troubleshooting automation challenges we have to talk now. Actually, the automation is a core component of a cloud operations, but it's not immune to problems. To address the automation related issues, we need to consider some other points. Starting from the check automation scripts. Review your automation scripts and workflows that ensure they are up to date and free from errors. According to the version control, use the version control systems to manage your automation code. This helps the track changes and roll back to the previous versions if needed. And testing and validation also we have to consider, and thoroughly test your automation processes in a staging environment before deploying to production. This minimizes the risk of unexpected issues. Final will be on documentation. Maintain a comprehensive documentation of your automation processes, so making it easier to troubleshoot and onboard new team members. So what are the troubleshooting connectivity problems we have to talk here? Actually, the network connectivity is vital for cloud services to function correctly. When dealing with the connectivity issues, starting from the network monitoring, set up continuous network monitoring to quickly detect and diagnose the connectivity problems. According to the firewalls and security groups, ensure that your firewall, the routes and the security groups, that the configurations do not block necessary traffic. So just to review and update access controls as needed. Third will be on a VPN and a direct connect, and if you use a VPN or direct connect, ensure they are configured correctly, so troubleshoot any issues with these connections promptly. Final will be on a DNS configuration, and just to double check your DNS configurations to resolve issues related to the domain names and IP addresses process. The next will be on a troubleshooting cloud security challenges. Actually, the cloud security is of paramount importance, and issues in this domain weaken severe consequences. To tackle the security problems, we have to talk about the identity and access management. Regularly review and update your user permissions, ensuring that only authorized personnel have access to sensitivity resources, as well as according to the security group auditing. That's like periodically audit your security groups and ensure that they are aligned with your security policies, and remove unnecessary or overly permissive routes. And the third will be an encryption. So verify that the data at rest and in transit is adequately encrypted, and use encryption protocols and the key management best practices. That is also a very important process we need to focus. Final will be on a security patching. Keep your cloud resource up to date with the security patches and updates. And the vulnerabilities in outdated software can be exploited, so we need to understand the concept about the security patching also. Final will be on a disaster recovery planning and implementation. The no discussion on troubleshooting in the cloud is complete without mentioning the disaster recovery. To safeguard your cloud infrastructure, starting from the backup strategy, establish a robust backup strategy, including like a regular snapshot of data backups and offsite storage. Just to test your backups periodically to ensure they are recoverable. Second will be on high availability. Utilize the multi-region deployments, load balancing, and failover strategies to enhance the system availability. Third will be an incident response plan. Develop a clear incident response plan to react swiftly to security breaches or service interruptions. Fourth will be on regular testing, just to conduct a regular disaster recovery drills to ensure your team is well prepared for emergencies. So in a conclusion, we have to focus. Troubleshooting in the cloud is a multifaceted process encompassing capacity, automation, connectivity, and security issues. By following these strategies outlined in this part of the lecture part, you can gain expertise in resolving these issues and implementing effective disaster recovery plans. Mastering the art of cloud troubleshooting is very essential for ensuring the reliability and the security of your cloud-based infrastructure, that empowering your businesses to thrive on the digital age we can create. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the fifth and final session of the topic of troubleshooting and disaster recovery. Thank you once again, and thank you all, my dear students. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the fourth session of the course. The topic name is Cloud Security Automation, Cloud Configuration Management, and Compliance. We need to discuss in the specific lecture. The first one is we need to discuss about cost saving tools for automated provisioning, and we have broken them down into three categories to make it easier to understand. Cloud computing, the tools you need to monitor, and synchronization or deployment. Actually, we will take a look at all the three categories and the different automated provisioning tools for better cost optimization. So why use configuration management tools? The configuration management tools enable changes and deployments to be very faster, repeatable, scalable, and predictable, and able to maintain the desired state, which brings controlled assets into an expected state. Some advantages of using configuration management tools include the adherence to coding conventions that make it easier to navigate code, and idempotency, which means that the end state remains the same no matter how many times the code is executed, and a distribution designed to improve the management process, like managing the large numbers of remote servers. Actually, some configuration management tools use a pull mode in which an agent installed on the servers run periodically to pull the least definitions from a central repository and apply them to the server. So other tools use a push model, and where a central server triggers updates to managed servers. The next will be, and we need to discuss about the important concept of taking advantage of cloud service and cloud computing process. The first one is cloud formation on Amazon Web Services. So all things related to the AWS cloud are managed and secured with the AWS cloud formation, because by treating them as infrastructure as code, the tool makes it easy to model and provision that AWS and third-party resources in YAML or JSON. Because the AWS Cloud Foundation is great because it manages cross-region and cross-account provisioning. Second will be on cloud automation with Microsoft Azure. So using Azure automation, you can automate and configure across Azure and non-Azure environments to add your business proper value. This provisioning tool reduces the infrastructure deployment time and errors by automating processes, updating management and configuration features. It's the best of both worlds, because the Microsoft Azure automation gives you heterogeneous deployments for Windows and Linux. Third will be on managing your cloud deployments with Google. If you are building a cloud infrastructure with Google, you should use the Cloud Deployment Manager, because the Google's Cloud Deployment Manager automates a cloud configuration and deployment with repeatable deployments and template-driven settings. From resource creation to resource deletion process, Google's cloud provisioning tool provides all the tools you need, including the CLIs, GUIs, and APIs to manage all phases of your infrastructure's configuration and management process. Fourth will be on management software for VMware or vCenter. The configured servers for physical and virtual IT systems and applications using VMware vCenter Configuration Manager. With these tools, you could configure and maintain the VMware cloud environments, run on AWS and rack space, and meet your compliance, security, and operational needs. You can also configure your VMware-based infrastructure running on Windows, Linux, or Unix from one place here. And according to the toolkit for monitoring, we need to discuss some of the tools. Exactly, we need to talk about the Amazon Web Service AWS Cloud Watch. You can provision your cloud with AWS Cloud Watch exactly. Using alarms, logs, and events data, it takes automated actions and reduces MTTR by monitoring provisioned. It computes stack like apps, infrastructure, and services. With this tool, you can focus on building apps and adding business value instead of worrying about heavy lifting stuff like allocating resources. Sixth step will be on monitoring the cloud with Microsoft. You can monitor your apps and services to maximizing the availability and performance. Your cloud and on-premises environments can be monitored, analyzed, and acted upon with it. Understanding how your applications are performing helps you identify issues affecting them and use the resources they rely on proactively. So using Azure Monitor metrics, you can gather data from monitored resource. The final process will be on synchronization and deployment. Seventh step we have to consider about with the Kubernetes. In addition to automation deployment, scaling, and managing container applications, Kubernetes is one of the best container orchestration tools. Most tech giants use Kubernetes as their cloud provisioning software because any cloud environment can run microservice applications. Eighth step will be on making Terraforms. It's a cloud agnostic infrastructure provisioning tool actually, because all public and private cloud infrastructure is supported here, like networks, servers, managed services, firewalls, etc. Terraform automatically configures high-level cloud resources. These high-level resources need secondary tools like a Chef or Puppet to automate the configuration management. We will discuss on the later. Next will be on Ansible. With Ansible, you can manage configurations and orchestrate them. A playbook as a configuration module is Ansible that makes automating, configuring, and orchestration easy process. We can do that. In comparison to other configuration management tools, playbooks are written in YAML format. It means YAML format. With Ansible, you can get server details dynamically using API calls since it's a cloud provisioning tools. Next will be another Chef tool. This open source tool manages compliance and reduces manual and repetitive tasks for infrastructure maintenance. Chef is a Ruby DSL language that's used by DevOps teams to deploy and manage both on premise and cloud services. Next will be on the CF engine. There is no better tool for automating infrastructure, security, and compliance than CF engine. Exactly, we can say. This frees up time to focus on more important business priorities by automating tasks such as patch management, configurations, and system provisioning. With the frequent system checks and automated remediation, CF engine prevents the configuration drift no matter how big or complex your system is. Next will be on the Puppet tool. The Puppet configuration management tool is another Ruby based tool that's designed for system admins. Exactly. This tool makes a modeling process, configuring level, and enforcing infrastructure configuration very easy process. We can do that using with this specific tool. Using Puppet is great for large scale deployments and configurations of all cloud variants, the best tool for managing computing, storage, and networking resources. Next will be on Salt Stack. It's an open configuration management tool based on Python. Salt Stack lets you run commands remotely, unlike Chef and Puppet, because the Salt Stack compiles the code and configures very fast, making it a great tool for managing everything from data center automation, server provisioning, cloud orchestration, and configuration management process. And next will be on a Foreman. By managing cloud life cycles end to end, Foreman helps provision cloud instances on all clouds, because the administrators can easily automate tasks, deploy apps, and manage servers, whether they are physical or virtual. With the Foreman, we can do that. So in a nutshell, automated cloud provisioning tools are becoming increasingly popular, but they don't fulfill the whole process of automation process. You need a people who know these tools and how to use them. You can do a lot with these tools, but you need a skilled resource, you know. So next will be on compliance with the cloud computing. We have to consider about the concept of compliance. So how do you know if your cloud is compliant? In general, cloud compliance means that cloud delivered systems must meet the standards of their customers, because the many IT professionals look at this very closely when it comes to new cloud computing services, because the compliance with the cloud regulations and standards can refer to a variety of things. The healthcare industry, for example, has a set of laws called HIPAA. I have explained on a earlier presentation, that make a stringent guidelines and security protocols mandatory here. And new financial privacy regulations have been rolled out over the last couple of decades as a result of changes in the finance world. Like their own internet security, cloud customers need to look at the security provisions of their vendors. The cloud vendors will need to make sure their services that match compliance requirements process You can do this few ways. Companies can sometimes just find vendors that certify compliance and choose their services without having to do anything else. To make sure the cloud vendor security meets industry standards and regulations, our clients might have to get involved in accessing it. In accessing cloud security, experts suggest asking questions like, where will the data be stored? How will it be accessed? Because the cloud computing service come in public, private, and hybrid varieties. The same goes for security level. We have to focus since private cloud solutions can sometimes be more secure than public cloud ones. So as clients share the same data platforms in a public cloud services, there can be concerns about a data crossover or unauthorized access. So actually I liken the private cloud system to gated mansions and public cloud systems to connected apartments. A connected apartments complex will have more security issues since there is a separation between tenants. The best and most secure options for customers will remain an issue as engineers and designers work on it. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the fourth session of the topic like cloud security automation, cloud configuration management, and compliance about the cloud security. Okay, my dear students, thank you once again and thank you all.